Okay, just counting down to make sure the technology connects. Five, four, three, two, one. Hello. Okay. Hey, I want to jump into something here, and this is talking about where leads come from and how cold outreach campaigns fit into that. I have a lot of discussions with executive coaches across the country, a lot of Vistage chairs I'm working with, and this is a topic that comes up all the time. And as I have these discussions, cold outreach campaigns are critically important to the equation of building and nurturing a business, but certainly not at the exclusion of doing other things we all know about. So let me share my screen, and I just have a very simple graph that I'm a image person here. Okay, so you see this, and okay, so we all know where these leads come from. You've got client referrals. Obviously, those are awesome, and we should all have that going on as much as we can, is have a process for asking for referrals from clients and, you know, working that whole scenario. Then there's networking, another one where this could be online or in person. There's groups like Provisors. I've got some distance chairs I'm working with that are active in Provisors, and they feel that's valuable and it's great. So we know about all those networking groups. There are online networking groups. You don't have to go in person. And God knows over the years, I missed a lot of dinners with my family going to those live networking things after work. But now that we've got the internet, everyone's online and great things are happening there. There's virtual groups. I've got a Professional Advisors Alliance network that I sort of built for one of my businesses, and do a lot of online networking. We all know about those things, virtual and in-person networking. Webinars, another great channel for getting leads. If you Googled or YouTubed how to use webinars to build authority and engage and get clients, you get a million hits. It's cottage industry. It's a thing. And so, excuse me, talking a lot about that with clients. Webinars are great. Now, so we know those things. Cold outreach. So now you got cold outreach there, and cold outreach comes in many forms. It can be cold calls, of course. People still do that, and email campaigns, mailers. I've actually used mailers for a business, and that is appropriate in certain circumstances. There's Facebook ads, there's Google ads, pay-per-clicks and so forth, and all those have a place. And then there's LinkedIn, and obviously LinkedIn's awesome. We're all on it. Platform continues to grow. There's a lot of people on LinkedIn that are using the platform the wrong way, which is the case on every platform. You get, people cramming things down your throat, spammers, pitching nonstop. I get them all the time. But LinkedIn is incredible done the right way. And so the way I work with clients when I talk about with LinkedIn is you got to have cold outreach going on first of all. I look at it as your workhorse outreach, where there's a scalpel approach to the other things you're doing, referrals from clients, going to networking groups. There's a scalpel approach there, but with the cold outreach, you can automate and scale cold outreach, whether it's the Facebook ads, the mailers, et cetera, et cetera. You can obviously scale, automate a lot of this stuff, and no different on all the platforms. So that is a big deal where you can really be efficient, and automation is not a dirty word. It's just taking tasks off your plate to get things done. So using the right tools. But so you got to have cold outreach going on. It's your workhorse campaign. It's a capture tool, where the other ones you're very strategically focused on, qualified leads and zeroing in on those through referrals and all these things. Whereas your cold outreach, bit of a wider net you're casting, but you will get leads coming in there. You got to filter them, and there's sort of more work done there with cold outreach. But again, you can make these processes very efficient and repeatable. And the way I treat LinkedIn is it is a networking platform, and people are there to network. That's, if you don't want to meet people and talk and get into discussions, my attitude is don't be on LinkedIn. That's what it's for, is networking and so forth. And uh, so, but done right. It's about building relationships and building a large network on LinkedIn. So as you're reaching out to people, a bigger and bigger network of strategic connections brings a lot of positive things. Just, they see your content, you can direct message them, you just get a core group that start following you and so forth. So just a bigger group of strategic connections, big network on LinkedIn is a good thing. And again, there's ways to scale that so you build up your following, your network in an expeditious manner. But there are strategies then to start getting into conversations with your network as you're building it that are about creating relationships, getting to know them, having them get to know you. And there's some incredible strategies that I use and teach others about how to do that. So you're getting into conversations just on a regular basis with prospects, because as you're building, you got a coaching practice, whatever it is, you just got to be talking to people every week. You got to be on the phone, on Zoom calls with prospects, just consistently every week, getting them into your pipeline, wherever they are. You're just getting to know them, they're getting to know you, and you're moving them along and so forth. And so it's important to build that knowability, likability, and trust up front as you're reaching out on LinkedIn, building your network and converting. And so you just have to understand the nuance of how all that fits together and make sure you do it right. And then it absolutely works. So when I'm talking to clients, again, sometimes people want to just focus on, hey, I'm just going to do LinkedIn campaigns or cold outreach, and I'm going to build a business that way. That is a recipe for disaster. Good night, Irene. You've got to do all things, be strategic, set your expectations with cold outreach and what's going to happen. It's going to be a grind. Good stuff will happen. You got to constantly stay on top of it, but don't forsake other areas. And don't, if you say to yourself, oh, well, God, it's just so much easier and smoother if I get a referral from a client versus cold outreach. Yes, true for everybody. That's true. But don't stop cold outreach. Always have it going, especially on LinkedIn, and make sure it's done right. So if you ever want to get with me, I put up on the screen there. Always happy to talk about your business, get to know you, let you know what I'm doing. You can book a Zoom if you text GIANTHELP to that phone number. You'll get in there. And I just love sharing. Give before you take is my motto. Thanks.